Text sold to 66777. Text sold to 66777.
Sick then.
Yeah. Just had something to eat in the Willingham auction cafe. That bloke was weighing up gold rings and that, measuring prices.
Yeah. If they didn't sell, he knows what he can sell them for scrap. We knock a few pound off and say, make a little profit. That's all written there, look.
Look at that old place up there. Somebody living in there, you reckon?
Like falling down. I wouldn't have thought so, Roger. It's on the tilt. Look, they look straight to me. Not a straight wall there.
Well, the phone box is still here.
There's no gutter in at all.
The phone box is still here.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah, look.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. All them new houses round the back.
Over road.
Over road. An alleyway I used to ride round to see Barry,
Oh, right.
but you know that road that went up the side of my house, Chris?
Mm.
Hayden Way, see, he comes, that's where he used to live, Hayden Way. If you carry on straight down this road here, look, that takes to the, you know, we drove down that road by the side of my old house.
Yeah.
Well, this road takes you to it.
Oh,
I used to ride home this way sometimes and all.
cool, a big building.
See, there's an old dirt track down there, Chris. Carries on dirt.